Hey there. So I have received complaints from the second mate that the sanitary fan, which is just above his cabin, is making some loud noises whenever it is in use. So I have to check that today, and I have already spoken with the chief officer to give me the deck cadet for assistance, because it's a little bit heavy. As you will see, the cover of this fan is like a mushroom type, and it is heavy, and I will request the deck cadet for this job to assist me a little bit. So this will be the work for today. I hope you will enjoy it. Welcome to a new vlog from the ship, and today's episode I will tell you about the job that I have done today, and that is regarding the sanitary fan on the starboard side. But before going to the actual job, I have to take my breakfast. Just a quick tip for you: if you are coming on board for the first time, you should always take your breakfast, especially if you are working in engine room. It is very hot in engine room. You will have 40-45 degrees Celsius, and if you do not eat in the morning, you will get dizzy and you will have a lot of problems. So after I take my breakfast, I proceed to the engine room to do the toolbox meeting together with the engine crew and the chief engineer. And the job for today, for your favorite electrician, yours truly, is to fix the problem with the sanitary fan. As I said before, the second mate was complaining already for a few days that there are some loud noises coming from the sanitary fan, and his cabin is just under this deck. Before I check the motor, I want to check the tunnel here. This is the exhaust of the fan. The fan has been stopped for the last 2 days, and I want to be sure that there is nothing stuck inside there. Some debris or maybe some birds or anything like that. As you can imagine, if we finish the job and we put the fan in position and we start it, all the dirt or birds or anything that is stuck there will go inside the cabin of the second mate, and of course we do not want that. So we have to do the job properly and secure everything. Being the only electrician on board, I had to request some assistance, and luckily the chief mate has agreed to give me the deck cadet to assist me with this job, because this fan has a cover which is a mushroom type, and it is cast iron. It is very heavy, and I do not want to break my back again. When I was young and restless, I was doing these jobs by myself, but now I am not so young anymore, and I want to take care more of my health. I have become wiser, and I understand that it's very important to have good health. Actually, it's the most important thing in life. So I have requested the deck cadet to assist me a little bit today. This job took about 3 hours in total. And he is a deck cadet, like I said before, so he has nothing to do with this, but I tried to give him a quick tutorial, so to speak, just for his knowledge. It is always good to learn new things. Maybe he will not change a bearing in his life, but at least he has a story, because this particular tech cadet is on board for the very first time. He has never been on board a vessel before. So I am sure that during his contract, during the 6 months on board, he will have a lot of stories for his friends and family when he goes back home. And one of those stories will be this day when he worked together with me for this particular job. So I have to open the bearing to see what is the problem inside, check the motor, check the insulation, do a Megger test, check all the wiring, because I do not want to do one job and maybe in the next 2-3 days they will call me again and they will say something else failed for this sanitary fan. So whenever I am opening something, I check everything just to be sure that at least during my contract for the next 4 months there will not be any issues regarding this problem. So after checking the wiring, I will open the motor. This is the rotor of the motor, and there was a problem with the bearings, of course, so I have decided to replace them completely. Here I was just giving the cadet a quick tutorial how they work and what is their purpose. I have a full video on this channel regarding bearings, their type, how they are used. So if you are interested in bearings, you can find that particular video on this channel. Now let's get back to this job. So like I was saying, I was just explaining him a little bit some information about the bearing and the rotor. I was showing him how to remove a bearing, and then I proceeded to the engine room to put new bearings on this rotor, because when you are putting new bearings, it is good to either use a hot plate to heat the bearing up or use a special tool which is a magnetic resonance tool, and it will heat up the bearing so you can put it easily on the rotor. Of course, I took a little bit of break. Now it's already 10 o'clock, it's coffee time, so I have 20 minutes to relax. I prefer to go to take my coffee in the officer mess room or the crew mess room, not in engine room. And that is because there is a lot of noise, it smells like oil there, so it is a cleaner environment in the officer mess room. You can have a little bit of coffee, some biscuits, some juice, and you can unwind, you can relax for 15-20 minutes. You can have a little bit of chat with the guys, see what's going on. They can tell you if there are any other issues on board the vessel. Me being the only electrician on board, I have to be everywhere on board the vessel. I am working in engine room, on deck, on the cranes, on the cargo tanks, on the bow thruster rooms, on the radars, everywhere. So whenever they have a chance, they tell me what issues they observe, because as you can imagine, I cannot know everything that is happening on board the vessel. So after I finish with my coffee time, I proceed to continue with this job. I was thinking I want to finish the whole job by the middle of the day. By 12 o'clock I want to finish everything. Luckily it was a beautiful day, it was sunny, there was no rain, the ship was not moving, there was no storm outside, there was no strong winds or anything like that. As you can see, I have removed already completely the fan and the mushroom cap, so if there was any rain it will go directly into the second mate's cabin, and it will take a lot of time for me and other guys to put here some cover, and I did not have to waste time with that. Luckily it was a beautiful day, so I proceed with the continuing of this job. Of course, like I said before, I also have done a Megger test on the rotor, but that was done in engine room, and unfortunately in engine room chief engineer was roaming around and he was not so fond of my recordings of my videos, so I could not record over there in engine room while he was roaming around. But I will try to do it next time whenever I am opening a motor. So stay tuned, like the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more of my future videos. So as you can see, new bearings are in place. Now I have to assemble the motor back in his position. Of course I use a magic marker to mark the position, the correct position of the motor, so I do not have to waste time to check over there. The cadet is still here, he is assisting me with everything. He is a very nice guy, he speaks English, so there are no issues. Sometimes if you are unlucky you can get a cadet who, besides the fact that he is first time on board, he does not even know where to find a hammer or any tools. He does not even speak English, but this guy is a great guy. He speaks great English, and I had a wonderful time working with him. He is a very polite Indian guy, very hardworking, and I appreciate him very much. And this was the job for today. Like I said, it was a beautiful day, no rain, no storms, and after I explained to him a little bit what we are doing, now we have to put the fan in position. It is very heavy, so we have to do it carefully. Also, between the fan and the gasket over there, I have replaced the gasket actually. It was a rubber gasket, but it seems that nobody has opened this in many years, and I do not want any water to leak inside. So this is one of the routine jobs that an electrician has to do on board. I actually roam around the vessel most of the day to check for any abnormal noises from the fans or any other things like that. But like I said before, I am the only electrician on board, and this is a very big ship, and sometimes I miss something, but fortunately the other crew are nice enough to let me know if there are any issues, and as soon as I have some free time I fix them properly. Of course I have a system, I have a notebook, and I fix what is critical first of all, and then jobs like this, whenever I have some spare time, there is nothing important to be done, then I can proceed to do things like this. It was a successful job.
My assistant, thank you very much for your help. I give you kiss later.
And that's it for today's vlog. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel for more of the seaman life and more of the electrician life on board the vessel. As always, thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you next time here on my channel. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.